Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 10 French Tech Tree Medium, the Projet Murat. This is the worst win rate tank in Tier 10. And to me, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, it's an autoloader, but just because it's an autoloader doesn't mean it's overpowered. In fact, I think this is one of those few balanced autoloaders. I mean, it has a lot of damage output. It has 370 damage per shot, a 2.4 second interclip, and 2 shells, which means in total, you can deal 740 damage in a matter of 2.4 seconds. I mean, that's a low roll for a Jagdpanzer E100, and a high roll for a 268. That is a lot of damage. And while the DPM is the lowest for a Tier 10 medium, it still has a decent amount at 2700. So what's the problem? Well, it is the fact that it has the lowest DPM for a medium, allowing it to be rushed easily by other mediums, and it's also the fact that the tank just doesn't have great armor, and it's very large. As we can see, this is a huge, boxy vehicle. Now, to be fair, it's not as large as people think. When you look at this tank, you think, wow, it's a massive target, but in reality, if you compare the size of it to a 30B, it's really not that much larger. In fact, I think with the hatch, the 30B is technically larger than the Murat. I think it's just because of the way this vehicle is designed, it looks large. But the armor is not effective. It's a box, and because of that, any shell that hits it usually pens. Even the turret has a lot of weaknesses. You can load gold and cut right through it. And I think that's really the major issue, is you have a low DPM autoloader, respectively to the other Tier 10 mediums, paired with a very boxy, easy-to-pen hull. People think that, oh, I'm an autoloader, I can get away with aggressive maneuvers. And they make those aggressive plays, and they don't get away with them. And I really think that's where the players come into issue with this tank, and why, as I mentioned, it is the lowest win rate vehicle in the game. Now, am I correct? I don't know. You guys can let me know your personal feelings, comments, and opinions down below. But that's how I see it. So we are going to head over to the medium flank, and we'll see what we can do here. We have an E50M crossing. Is the TVP going to cross? Indeed. TVP does cross. We have the WZ, which I get a nice shell into as well. This tank does have 9 degrees of gun depression, which does allow it to obviously be very flexible. That's actually nice. So we're going to reload here again. We have 2 seconds left, and we'll see what we can do. The WZ is doing whatever the heck that WZ is doing. We have the TVP on the flank over here, and we'll see if this TVP ends up poking. Oh, almost had a brief moment. What? Where the heck did that shell go? Bruh. Okay, let's try that again. Nope, that one missed as well. Unfortunate. But it's not that big of a deal. I'm far enough behind the bush that I can't be spotted, and our team is actually making a rather aggressive maneuver over here. We have to reload for 2 more seconds so we can get some damage into the TVP. There's 1 shell into the TVP for 362, a second shell for 317. Unfortunately, both of our shells low-rolled, which meant that that TVP almost evenly traded with us, but we still did win that trade there, so not terrible. We can definitely see where this tank still does hit pretty hard, and how the heck am I spotted? I'm actually a little confused on how I just got detected. The only thought process I can come up with is something there detected me. That's my guess, but it's obviously very hard to tell sometimes. Do they have anything left? They do have that WZ, and they have a Progetto. Okay. Actually, no, the WZ's over there. Alright, I wasn't really paying attention, but yeah, with the WZ being over there, I'm not really sure what it would have caused me to get spotted. Am I spotted again? No. Weird. Okay. Well, we know the Waffenträger is off into the back here. And I'm going to take 1 blind shot and a second blind shot. I don't know if we hit, but there's no downside to doing that. Right now, our team isn't really doing much. Yeah, it was the Progetto. Oof, that player got some nasty, nasty bleeds into my teammate. Let's aim it on that Progetto. There you go, 330, aiming in again. Boom, 455. I mean, that's pretty good. That is a lot of damage there. And it does bleed that player a rather sizable amount of their HP, right? So that's always quite nice. But we are in a rather peculiar situation here. Not one that I ideally would like to be stuck in. We got 1 shell into the Progetto. You're going to poke it again. We get a second shell into the Progetto. That's a lot. And now what I'm going to do is, ooh, good. E50 gets bled out a very, very large amount. Now, why is this E50M playing so aggressive? I don't really know, to be honest, because this player is not in the position to play aggressive. You got bled. That was not an ideal play there, but you're out of the game. We can start to see where the Murat actually is quite nice. Like, the gun on this tank, it's dangerous. And if you know what you're doing, you can definitely make good work with it. We have the VK-45 maneuvering its way on up over here, and the VK shoots. We're going to aim it on his vehicle. Myself can't pen him with a shell there. We're going to load in a standard shell. We're going to maneuver... Actually, you know what? I think our reload is quick enough, indeed it is, that even if this VK were to shoot me, at this point, it's not that big of a deal. I can activate Speed Boost, I can get to the side of his tank, and we reload again. There's 1 and 2. And there you go. The VK ends up getting cleared. So just like that, a pretty good game as we can see. I dealt over 4,000 damage, I supported my team, and we had a pretty solid win. This is why I do like the Marauder a lot, because we can see where this double shot mechanic does feel really nice. I was able to outtrade a lot of enemy tanks, like the Progetto, for example. I was able to outtrade the TVP, and because the DPM is still solid, you can back up very quickly, you can reload, and do it all again. It's nice. I actually like it. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm running vents instead of calibrated shells, I just want to see how it works out in general. The reason I'm running vents is because I am going to compare my 30-day statistics running vents and rammer over the next month versus running calibrated shells. I'm interested to see what the results of this test will be. I can guess that my stats will go down a bit, but I don't know. I really don't know. The way you play with vents and rammer is different from how you play with calibrated shells. The question is, will 5% more damage per minute be enough to actually make an impact in my gameplay? Or will it be the fact that I'm actually changing how I play to make less penetration work, negatively or positively affect the games I play? See, running rammer means that I can no longer pen heavies reliably frontally. Type 71, E100, VK72, these are all tanks which, when running calibrated, you can just gold right through the lower plate, through the turret, upper plate, on the Type. It's not a big problem. But running rammer, now the Type 71 upper plate is red, or should I say vents, and the VK72 lower plate is going to be quite hard to cut through. These are all examples of where now I'm going to have to not engage these tanks in a position where I might have previously. So definitely something to keep in mind when playing this game. For this battle, the enemy team only has one medium, and it is a Type 61 with the name Alexis Franco Varg something. And I'm going to be honest, that player's not instilling a lot of confidence in me, so we're going to see if I can... Aha, there it is. Okay. Well, nothing I could have done about that. Oh well. Sometimes you can say, oh, I made a misplay. Sometimes you can say you didn't. And that's definitely one of those moments where I really can't say I made a misplay. Now, I'm going to aim it on this player's track wheel. We're going to load in a high explosive and get 2 shells into that tank. And now we just back up and reload. This is what the Marat does a good job at, right? Pretend that the grill did not hit me. Well, right now I would have been at a lot of damage and very little bled health. But you know what? This guy is going to regret it, because now he's in a situation where I'm able to bleed him out. We're going to load an HE. It is running Spall Liner, but, I mean, we've already taken a rather substantial chunk off that grill. It's a good example of just where I can kind of outplay these tank destroyers. And while the grill does have better camo now, it doesn't really matter, because I am running vents. So, realistically, I still might be able to outspot it. Now, we have the T-30, we have the E-100, we have all these tanks over here, and I'm going to push wide, like fully wide. A, because I don't know where the grill went, but B, because I don't know exactly what the enemy team is doing right now, and I want to be smart about this. So let's see, the T-30 right there. Easy shell once into the T-30, and okay, guess he'll just snap it right into my tank. Am I going to die from an unspotted grill back there? No, but this is why the Marat can very quickly fall apart. I've only gotten shot 3 times, and my tank is at 470 health. That's a lot less health than I would want it to be at, to be entirely real. And it's such a good example of how you can get a vehicle which is effective, but because of how quickly it can bleed health, just fall apart so quickly, right? And problem is, as I said, the armor is not very good on this tank, so I can't test my luck on that again. It's not worth. It's not worth. I'm just gonna reload and we'll see if we can do something else. E100's still there. Good job, 4005. Who would have assumed that that would have been a bad play? Oh, me. Wild, bro. Well, let's see. Did he shoot? No, he did not. There's no reason to poke that. Alright, this team is bad. Like, our girl's gonna die from the VK90, and our team over here still has not pushed or done anything. Wow. Wow. Good job, guys. Good job. Amazing team, as usual. Well, it wouldn't have mattered what I did in this game, although running Cali probably would have helped me pen, but, oh, great, great. I tried to track the grill, tracked him that time, didn't make a difference. I did 3,600 damage, so to be fair, I did pretty good. And it's a good example of the Marat, right? It has some great capabilities, and we can see where the damage output is nice. 3,600, we assisted 900. I mean, we did fine this game. And, yeah, I mean, bruh, what am I supposed to do? Our heavies didn't do anything. I mean, nobody pushed. Our team just got bled and died. Oh well. I don't love New Bay, and it's because of the fact that usually your teams just don't know how to play on the map effectively. People go up the bridge, and they don't realize that the most effective play would be to hold the bridge, and they push. And that's what I did, but I'm a medium. I'm not supposed to hold. I'm supposed to spot. I'm supposed to use my mobility, and, you know, giving my team spotting and information. If they just held the bridge, they would have been able to get easy bleeds out, but oh well. Let's try one more game here, and we'll see what the Marat can do. And depending on that, we will call it a day. Alright, well, I do have support. I have a Jagdpanzer. I have a 183. I don't know if the 183 is supporting me. Guy kind of looks AFK right now. They have a Caro and a WZ, so they got some dangerous tanks. I'm going to move on the bridge just like this, and beautiful. That's why I run speed boost on this tank, and it's specifically so that I can get into positions fairly quick. So we have the E5, and we have the WZ. Alright, we have the E6. There you go. Easy shell once into the E6. We also have the 57 heavy in the back. There you go. That's 2 shots. Not bad. Our team is... Ooh, that Yag is going to nuke, I would assume. But we're going to find out. Let's see. I'm going to push this Caro. Is the Caro going to shoot me? Don't know. But honestly, whatever, bro. See ya. Don't really care. Let's reload our clip and figure out how we want to work this position. We have 10 seconds left on our reload. We have the E5 right over here, and let's move up like this. Be smart about it. I'm low enough down that I won't be spotted just yet, and then we can move up over here, aiming on the side of the E5 turret. There's a 463 and a 373. That's pretty good damage, right? We're already up to 1,600. And again, we can see this double shot doing what it does best, and that is these quick bursts of damage that bleed out the enemy. Now, we have... Oh, a 4005 over here. Interesting. Is the 4005 running spall liner? It is not. Sometimes it's good to check, and this is definitely one of those moments where I benefited for checking if that player was running spall versus not spall. So, let's reload here. We have the E6. We have the Jagdpanzer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the side of this Jag and try to bleed that player out really quickly. And then we can move up to the 4005 and possibly get some bleeds into him as well. So let's see, we got the Jag. Oh, come on, show me your side. Come on. Definitely. Oh, well, that's not ideal. I might be dead. 498, and... Yep. Bye-bye, guys. Unless he low rolls, which he could, but knowing my luck, never low rolls, of course. Oh, well. I could not have done anything to survive that situation there. I was really hoping that the 4005 was going to be stupid and stay where they were and wait for me to try and push them. Instead, they rolled around the corner. It's alright. We still took a pretty solid chunk off that player, and we did fine. Such a good example, though, of why the 4005 is an incredibly stupid tank. Like, the fact that it can deal that much damage in such a short amount of time, even if it does have a lot of downsides. I think it is the 3rd most played tank in Tier 10 now, just because of how stupid its capabilities are. I mean, you can be in a full health tank, and if a 4005 high rolls 2 of the 4 shells, it can almost kill you. But we did fine. 3,400 damage, and I can't really complain. So, what do I have to say about the Marat? I think it's a fun tank, and I do alright in it. I mean, my win rate is definitely a little lower than I'd like it to be, and same for the damage, but mainly that was because when I first got my hands on it, I played a lot of the battles during the update, and usually when you do that, update teams suck. But now that I've gotten more experience to playing it, and I've been using it more and more, I've been doing pretty well in it, and I have to say it's a fun tank. Do I think it's the best medium out there? No, but I do think it's a fairly capable one, and you guys can let me know your personal feelings and opinions down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.